Nobody deserves to be forgotten, but on my 65th birthday, my own son tried to erase me. I stood in my small kitchen, wearing my favorite blue dress, waiting for a celebration that never came. Instead, he drove me to a place where dreams go to fade. If you want to hear more stories of women who fought back, subscribe to BraveHer Voices now. My name was Evelyn Harper, and I lived in a quiet corner of Columbus, Ohio. My house wasn't much, just a cozy 2-bedroom with creaky floors and a garden I tended every morning. I loved the smell of my roses, the way they bloomed despite the cracks in the soil. That morning, I woke up with a spark in my heart. 65 years, and I still felt like I had stories to tell. My son, Michael, hadn't called in weeks, but I was sure he'd show up. He always did for my birthday, even if it was just a quick visit. I baked his favorite lemon cake, the one he used to beg for as a kid, and set the table for 2. By noon, the house was too quiet. The cake sat untouched, the icing starting to melt. I checked my phone, but there were no messages, no missed calls. My fingers hovered over Michael's number, but I didn't want to seem needy. He was busy, I told myself. He had a wife, a job, a life. Still, I put on my dress, the one I saved for special days, and did my hair in soft curls. I wanted to look nice when he arrived. At 2 p.m., the doorbell rang, and my heart jumped. I opened the door to see Michael, his brown eyes avoiding mine. "Happy birthday, Mom," he said, holding a cheap bouquet from the gas station. I smiled, ignoring the pang in my chest, and hugged him. "You came," I said, my voice shaky. "Yeah," he said, his tone flat. "Get your coat." I made plans. I didn't ask questions. I grabbed my coat, my purse, and slipped on shoes that pinched my toes but made me feel young. I thought we were going to a diner, maybe the one we used to visit when he was little. But the car ride was silent. Michael gripped the wheel, his jaw tight. I tried to fill the quiet. "How's Lisa?" I asked, mentioning his wife. "Fine," he said, not looking at me. "Work?" I pressed. "Busy." The answers were short, like he was somewhere else. I stared out the window, watching the city fade into unfamiliar roads. The trees turned thin, their leaves dull and brown. My stomach twisted when I saw the sign. Sunset Haven Senior Care. "Michael, what's this?" I asked, my voice small. He parked the car and turned to me, his face hard. "Mom, we need to talk. It's not safe for you to live alone anymore." I laughed, a sharp, nervous sound. "Safe? I'm fine. I cook, I garden." He cut me off. "You forget things. You left the stove on last month." I shook my head. "That was once and I fixed it." But he wasn't listening. "This place is good. They'll take care of you." My chest tightened. "On my birthday?" I whispered. He sighed like I was the problem. "It's for the best." He got out, opened the trunk, and pulled out a suitcase. My suitcase. Packed with my clothes, my photos, my life. I couldn't move. My legs felt heavy, like they were stuck in mud. "You went through my things?" I said, my voice breaking. "Don't make this hard," he said, not meeting my eyes. He walked toward the building, and I followed, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't know what else to do. Inside, the air smelled like bleach and old flowers. A woman at the desk smiled too brightly. "Welcome, Mrs. Harper," she said, like I was checking into a hotel. Michael handed her papers I hadn't seen, with my name and his signature. I stood there, my blue dress feeling like a costume, as they talked about me like I wasn't there. "She'll adjust," the woman said. Michael nodded. "She'll be fine." He didn't hug me goodbye. He just said, "I'll visit soon," and left. The door closed behind him, and the sound echoed in my head. I was led to a room with plain walls, a single bed, and a window that showed nothing but a parking lot. I sat on the bed, still in my coat, clutching my purse. The bouquet was on the table, already wilting. I didn't cry. Not then. I just stared at the walls, wondering how my own son could do this. I thought about every moment I gave him, every late night, every sacrifice, every time I chose him over myself. And now, I was here, alone, on the day I was supposed to feel loved. That night, I lay awake, the mattress hard under my back. The room was too quiet, except for the hum of a machine down the hall. I replayed the day, searching for signs I missed. Michael had been distant for months, always talking about money, about how tough things were. I gave him what I could, savings, loans, even my late husband's watch to sell. I thought it was enough. But it wasn't. I closed my eyes, trying to shut out the truth. My son didn't want me anymore. He wanted me gone. The next morning, I met Clara, my roommate. She was 80, with thin white hair and a voice that trembled. She didn't talk much, just stared at the TV, watching shows she didn't seem to like. "They all leave you," she said once, out of nowhere. I nodded, not ready to agree but feeling the weight of her words. The nurses were kind, but their smiles felt rehearsed. They called me dear and sweetie, like I was a child. Nobody asked about my garden, my life, or why I was here. To them, I was just another old woman, fading into the background. Days passed, each one the same. Breakfast at 7, pills at 8, activities I didn't join. I kept to myself, carrying the hurt like a stone in my chest. But on the third day, something shifted. I was in the common room, flipping through a magazine I didn't care about, when a nurse, Jenny, sat beside me. She was young, with warm eyes and a smile that felt real. "You okay, Evelyn?" she asked. I shrugged. "Just adjusting," I said, repeating the word they all used. She leaned closer. "This place isn't you," she said softly. "I can tell." I looked at her, surprised. "How?" She smiled. "You've got fire in you. Don't let it go out." Her words stuck with me. That night, I found a small notebook in the drawer by my bed. It was empty, except for a pencil tucked inside. I started writing, about my roses, my life, my son. It wasn't much, but it felt like fighting back. I wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. And then, on the 5th day, Jenny slipped something into my hand during lunch. It was a lottery ticket, crumpled and old. "Found it in a book," she whispered. "Nobody claimed it. Maybe it's your lucky day." I laughed, the first real laugh since I got here. "Luck?" I said. "I don't believe in that anymore." But I kept the ticket, tucking it into my notebook. I didn't know then that it would change everything. The lottery ticket sat in my notebook, untouched, like a joke I didn't find funny. I didn't believe in luck anymore, but I couldn't throw it away either. It was the 6th day at Sunset Haven, and the walls seemed closer, the air heavier. I woke up early, before the nurses started their rounds, and stared at the ceiling. My heart ached for my garden, my home, my life. Michael hadn't called, hadn't visited. I kept telling myself he was busy, but the truth was louder. He didn't care. I felt like a piece of furniture, moved out of the way because it didn't fit anymore. At breakfast, I sat alone, pushing oatmeal around my bowl. Clara was at the table, muttering about her daughter who never came. "They forget us," she said, her voice sharp. I looked at her, wanting to say something, but my throat was tight. "Maybe they're just lost," I said finally. She snorted. "Lost? They know exactly where we are." Her words hit hard, and I looked away, my eyes burning. I didn't want to believe Michael was like that, but every day here made it harder to lie to myself. I missed him, the boy who used to draw me pictures, not the man who packed my life into a suitcase. Jenny found me later in the common room, where I was pretending to read. "You're quiet today," she said, sitting next to me. Her voice was soft, like she actually cared. "Just thinking," I said, forcing a smile. She tilted her head. "About your son?" I froze. Nobody here had asked about Michael, not really. I nodded, my hands shaking. "He's my only family," I said. "And he left me here." My voice cracked and I hated it. Jenny reached out, touching my arm. "That's not your fault, Evelyn. Some people hurt the ones they love because they're hurting too." I shook my head. I gave him everything. Why wasn't it enough? She didn't answer, just sat there, letting me feel the weight of my words. That afternoon, I wrote in my notebook again. I wrote about Michael's childhood, how he used to run to me when he was scared. I wrote about the day his dad died, how I held him through the tears. But then I wrote about the last year, his quick visits, his talk about money, how he sold my car without asking. The words hurt, but they felt true. I was starting to see him, not as my boy, but as someone I didn't know. I closed the notebook, my chest heavy, and slipped the lottery ticket back inside. It was silly, but it felt like a secret, Something just for me. Later, I walked the halls, trying to clear my head. The place was a maze of beige walls and fake plants. I passed a room where an old man sat alone, staring at a photo. "You got family?" he asked, catching my eye. I stopped, surprised. "A son," I said. He nodded. "They don't come. But you keep hoping." I swallowed hard. "Yeah," I said. "You do." His words stayed with me like a shadow. I didn't want to be like him, waiting for someone who'd never show up. But what could I do? I was stuck here, with no money, no way out. That evening, Jenny pulled me aside after dinner. "I found something," she whispered, her eyes bright. She handed me a folded paper from her pocket. "It was in the office in a file with your name." I unfolded it, my hands unsteady. It was a bank statement, but not mine. It showed my savings account, empty. My heart stopped. "This can't be right," I said. I had thousands saved. Jenny frowned. "Look at the signature." I did. It was Michael's name, signed on a withdrawal form. My knees felt weak. "He took it," I said, my voice barely there. Jenny nodded. "I'm sorry, Evelyn. I wasn't supposed to see this." I sat on a bench in the hall, the paper crumpled in my hand. Michael didn't just leave me here. He stole from me. Every dollar I saved for him, for us, was gone. "Why?" I said out loud, tears falling. Jenny sat next to me. "Some people think money fixes everything," she said. "But it doesn't." I wiped my face, angry now. "I trusted him," I said. "I raised him better than this." Jenny looked at me, her eyes steady. "You're still here, Evelyn. You're stronger than you know." I wanted to believe her, but all I felt was hurt, like a knife in my chest. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept seeing Michael's face, his fake smile when he left me here. I thought about the bank statement, the lies, the years I gave him. I got up, opened my notebook, and wrote one sentence. "I won't let him win." It felt like a promise. I looked at the lottery ticket, still tucked inside. Jenny's words echoed in my head. Maybe it was my lucky day. I didn't believe it, but I held the ticket tight, like it was hope I could touch. The next morning, I was in the common room when Jenny ran in, her face pale. "Evelyn," she said, out of breath. "You need to see the TV. Now." The news was on, showing lottery numbers. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. "Jenny, I don't." I started, but she shushed me. The numbers flashed. 7, 14, 22, 29, 35, 42. I pulled the ticket from my pocket, my hands shaking. I read them again. 7, 14, 22, 29, 35, 42. My breath caught. "No," I said, my voice a whisper. Jenny grabbed my arm. "Evelyn, that's your ticket, isn't it?" I nodded, too stunned to speak. The announcer said the prize, $12 million. My heart raced. "Is this real?" I asked. Jenny smiled, tears in her eyes. "It's real. You won." I sat down, the ticket in my hand. The room spun. I was rich, but I was still here, in this place, betrayed by my son. I looked at Jenny. "What do I do now?" I asked. She squeezed my hand. "You fight back," she said. "You take your life back." Her words lit something inside me. Michael thought he could take everything, my home, my money, my freedom. But now, I had something he didn't know about. I had a chance. I tucked the ticket away, my mind racing. I wasn't just Evelyn Harper anymore. I was someone who could change the game. The lottery ticket burned a hole in my pocket, but I didn't feel like a millionaire. I felt like a fool, betrayed by the one person I loved most. I sat in the common room, the TV still buzzing with news of the lottery, my heart pounding. Jenny stood beside me, her hand on my shoulder. "Evelyn, you okay?" she asked, her voice soft. I shook my head, tears spilling. "I don't know what I am," I said. "He took everything, Jenny. My money, my home, my trust." She knelt down, her eyes locked on mine. "He didn't take you," she said. "You're still here, and now you've got a way out." I clutched the ticket, my hands shaking. "What if he finds out?" I whispered. Jenny's face hardened. "He won't. Not if we're smart." I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed, Clara's soft snores filling the room, and thought about Michael. I remembered his laugh, how he'd cling to me when he was small. Where did that boy go? I wanted to scream, to ask him why he turned his back on me. But then I thought of the ticket, the $12 million and Ginny's words, fight back. I wasn't ready to forgive, but I was ready to do something. I got up, grabbed my notebook and wrote, "This is my life. I'm taking it back." The words felt like a vow, one I'd keep no matter what. The next morning, I found Ginny in the hallway, pushing a cart of towels. "We need to talk," I said, my voice low. She nodded, glancing around. "Meet me in the garden at lunch," she said. "Nobody's there then." I spent the morning restless, avoiding the nurse's fake smiles. Clara noticed, her sharp eyes watching me at breakfast. "You're different today," she said, spoon halfway to her mouth. "Am I?" I asked, trying to sound normal. She leaned closer. "You've got a secret. I can tell." I forced a laugh. "Just dreaming, Clara." But her words made me nervous. If she could see it, who else could? At noon, I slipped out to the garden. A small patch of grass with wilted flowers. Jenny was waiting, her face serious. "I called a friend," she said. "He's a lawyer, works with seniors. His name's Tom. He can help you claim the money without Michael knowing." My heart skipped. "A lawyer?" I said. "I don't have money for that." Jenny smiled. "He does it for free sometimes for people like you. He's good, Evelyn. Trust me." I wanted to, but trust was hard now. "What if Michael's watching my accounts?" I asked. Jenny frowned. "Then we move fast. Tom can meet you tomorrow, but you need to be ready to tell him everything." I swallowed hard. Everything meant the bank statement, the suitcase, the way Michael lied. It meant admitting my son wasn't who I thought. "Okay," I said finally. "I'll meet him." Jenny hugged me quick and tight. "You're doing the right thing," she said. "You're stronger than you know." I didn't feel strong. I felt scared, like I was standing on a cliff about to jump. But I couldn't stay here, locked away, while Michael lived off my pain. I went back to my room, my mind racing. I hid the ticket in my notebook, under a loose page, and prayed nobody would find it. That afternoon, something strange happened. A nurse I didn't know, a tall woman with cold eyes, came to my room. "Mrs. Harper, you have a visitor," she said. My stomach dropped. "Who?" I asked, my voice shaky. She didn't answer, just led me to the front desk. There was Michael standing with a fake smile, holding a box of chocolates. "Mom," he said, his voice too sweet. "I missed you." I stared at him, my heart torn between love and anger. "You didn't call," I said, my words sharp. He shrugged. "Been busy. How's the place?" I wanted to scream, to tell him about the empty bank account, but Jenny's warning echoed in my head. "Be smart." "It's fine," I said, forcing calm. He handed me the chocolates. "For you," he said. "I know I messed up, leaving you on your birthday." His eyes were soft, like when he was a kid, and for a second, I wanted to believe him. But then I saw his watch, my husband's watch, the one I gave him to sell. He was still wearing it like a trophy. "You're doing okay, right?" he asked, leaning closer. "No problems with money or anything?" My skin prickled. He was fishing, checking if I knew. "No problems," I lied, my voice steady. He nodded, satisfied. "Good. I'll come back soon." He left without a hug, and I stood there, the chocolates heavy in my hands. Back in my room, I threw the chocolates in the trash. I didn't want his guilt gifts. I sat on my bed, tears falling, and wrote in my notebook. "He's not my son anymore," I wrote. It hurt, but it was true. I thought about Tom, the lawyer, and what I'd tell him. I needed to be ready to protect the ticket, to protect myself. That evening, Clara spoke up, her voice cutting through the silence. "Was that him?" she asked. I nodded. "He's trouble," she said. "I know his type. Be careful, Evelyn." I looked at her, surprised. "I will," I said. Her warning felt like a shield, like I wasn't alone. The next morning, Jenny slipped me a note. "Tom's coming at 10. Back exit. Don't tell anyone." I hid the note, my pulse racing. I spent breakfast glancing at the clock, barely eating. Clara watched me again, but she didn't say anything. At 9:55, I walked to the back exit, my notebook in my purse, the ticket inside. A man stood there, young, with glasses and a kind smile. "Evelyn," he said. I nodded. "I'm Tom. Jenny told me about you." I took a deep breath. "I need help," I said. "My son stole my life. And I just won $12 million. His eyes widened, but he stayed calm. Then let's get to work, he said. For the first time in days, I felt hope, real hope, like I could fight and win. The back exit door clicked shut behind me, and I stood face to face with Tom, the lawyer Jenny trusted. My heart pounded so loud I thought he'd hear it. I clutched my purse, the notebook with the lottery ticket inside, and tried to breathe. "You're sure you can help me?" I asked, my voice shaky. Tom nodded, his glasses catching the morning light. "I've seen cases like yours, Evelyn. You're not alone." His words felt like a lifeline, but I was still scared. I'd trusted Michael, and look where that got me. "Let's talk inside," Tom said, pointing to a bench in the empty garden. "Somewhere private." We sat down, the air cold against my skin. I told him everything. Michael's lies, the suitcase, the empty bank account, the ticket worth $12 million. My voice broke when I talked about my birthday, how I wore my blue dress, thinking we'd celebrate. Tom listened, his face serious but kind. "He signed my name," I said, tears falling. "Stole my savings. Why would he do that?" Tom leaned forward. "Money makes people forget who they love," he said. "But we can fix this. First, we need to claim the ticket without him knowing." I wiped my eyes. "How?" "He's watching me. He came yesterday, asking about money." Tom's jaw tightened. "Then he's nervous." "That's good. Means he knows he's wrong." I pulled out the bank statement Jenny found, my hands trembling. "This proves he took it," I said. Tom scanned it, his eyes narrowing. "This is fraud, Evelyn. We can use it, but we need to be careful. If he finds out about the ticket, he'll try to control it." My stomach twisted. Control it? He already controls everything. My house, my life. Tom shook his head. "Not anymore. You're in charge now. But we need a plan." I looked at him, my heart heavy. "I don't know how to fight him," I said. "He's my son." Tom's voice softened. "You're not fighting your son. You're fighting for yourself. There's a difference." His words hit deep. I thought about my life, all the years I put Michael first. I gave up dreams, money, time because I loved him. And he threw me away. "Okay," I said finally. "What do I do?" Tom pulled out a notepad. "First, we verify the ticket. I'll contact the lottery office, say I'm your lawyer. We'll keep your name quiet until it's safe. Then we file a complaint about the fraud. It'll freeze his access to your accounts." I nodded, but fear crept in. "What if he comes back?" I asked. Tom looked me in the eye. "You don't let him see you're scared. You're stronger than he thinks." I wanted to believe him, but my heart was a mess. I missed Michael, the boy who'd hug me tight, not the man who betrayed me. I cried, right there on the bench, and Tom didn't look away. "It's okay to hurt," he said. "But don't let it stop you." I wiped my face, nodding. "I won't," I said, my voice stronger. We talked more about papers I'd need, about keeping the ticket hidden. When we finished, Tom stood. "I'll call you tomorrow. Stay sharp, Evelyn." I watched him go, feeling a spark of hope, but also fear. Michael wasn't done with me yet. Back inside, the nursing home felt smaller, like a cage. I hid the notebook under my mattress, checking twice to make sure it was safe. At lunch, Jenny found me, her eyes wide. "How'd it go?" she whispered. I glanced around, making sure no one heard. "Tom's helping," I said. "But I'm scared, Jenny. What if Michael finds out?" She grabbed my hand. "He won't. You're not alone in this. I've got your back." Her words made me tear up again. "Why are you so kind to me?" I asked. She smiled, sad but warm. "My grandma was like you. Nobody fought for her. I'm fighting for you." Her words stayed with me all day. I sat in the common room, pretending to watch TV, but my mind was on Michael. Why did he need my money? Was he in trouble? Part of me wanted to call him, to beg for answers, but I stopped myself. He didn't deserve my love anymore. Clara rolled her wheelchair over, her eyes sharp. "You're planning something," she said. I froze. "Just thinking," I lied. She smirked. "Don't play dumb, Evelyn. I've been here 10 years. I know a fighter when I see one." I looked at her, surprised. "You think I'm a fighter?" I asked. She nodded. "You're not broken yet. Don't let him break you." I swallowed hard. "I won't," I said, meaning it. That evening, a nurse called me to the front desk. My heart sank, thinking it was Michael again. But it was a delivery. A small envelope with no name. I opened it in my room, my hands shaky. Inside was a photo of my house, my garden, my roses. On the back, in Michael's handwriting, "Thinking of you." My chest tightened. Was this guilt? A trick? I showed it to Ginny later, and her face darkened. "He's playing games," she said. "Trying to keep you soft." I nodded, anger rising. "He thinks I'm weak," I said. "He's wrong." Jenny hugged me. "Damn right he is." I lay awake that night, the photo on my nightstand. I wanted to tear it up, but I couldn't. It was my home, my life. I thought about Tom's plan, the ticket, the fraud. I wasn't just fighting for money. I was fighting for me. The next morning, Jenny slipped me another note. "Tom called. Ticket's real. He's setting up a trust. Meet him tonight." My heart raced. This was real. I was close to taking my life back. But then I saw a car outside parked too long. It was Michael's. He was watching. I gripped my notebook, fear and anger mixing. He wouldn't stop me. Not now. Michael's car sat outside the nursing home, its dark windows staring at me like eyes. My heart raced as I stood by the window, gripping my notebook so tight my knuckles turned white. He was watching, waiting, and I didn't know why. Was it the ticket? Did he know? I felt trapped, like a bird in a cage. But Jenny's words echoed in my head. "You're not weak." I wasn't. Not anymore. I turned away from the window, tears burning my eyes, and whispered to myself, "He won't win." I had to meet Tom tonight, no matter what. I slipped back to my room, my legs shaky. Clara was there, knitting in her chair, her eyes sharp. "You look like you saw a ghost," she said. I forced a smile, but my voice cracked. "It's Michael. He's outside." Clara's needles stopped. "What's he want?" she asked. I sank onto my bed, my voice low. "I don't know. Maybe he knows about something." I didn't say the ticket, but Clara's eyes narrowed. "You're hiding something big," she said. "Don't let him scare you, Evelyn. Men like him feed on fear." I nodded, wiping my face. "I'm trying," I said. She reached out, her hand bony but warm. "Try harder. You're tougher than this place." Her words lit a fire in me, but fear still clawed at my chest. I hid the notebook under my mattress again, checking 3 times to make sure it was safe. At lunch, Jenny found me, her face pale. "I saw his car," she whispered, sitting close. "What's he doing here?" I leaned in, my voice barely a sound. "I don't know, Jenny. I'm scared. What if he takes the ticket?" She grabbed my hand, her grip tight. "He won't. Nobody knows but me and Tom. You trust me, right?" I nodded, tears falling. "You're all I've got," I said. She hugged me, quick and fierce. "You've got more than you think. Stay strong, Evelyn." That afternoon I couldn't sit still. I paced the common room, ignoring the TV's chatter. An old man, Henry, watched me from his wheelchair. "You're restless," he said, his voice rough. "Family trouble?" I stopped, surprised. "Something like that," I said. He nodded, his eyes sad. "My daughter stopped coming years ago. Hurts, don't it?" I sat next to him, my throat tight. "It's my son," I said. "He left me here. Stole from me." Henry sighed. "Some kids think we're just wallets. But you're alive, ain't you? Fight back." I looked at him, his words sinking in. "I'm trying," I said. He patted my arm. "Good. Don't let him steal your fire." His words stayed with me, mixing with Clara's and Jenny's. I wasn't alone, not really. But Michael's car was still out there, and it felt like a storm waiting to break. I went to the garden needing air, and found a nurse I didn't trust, the one with cold eyes. She was on her phone, glancing at me. "You okay, Mrs. Harper?" she asked, her voice too sweet. "Fine." I lied, my skin prickling. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Your son's been asking about you," she said. My heart stopped. "What did he say?" I asked. She shrugged. "Just checking in. Nice boy." I turned away, my stomach churning. Was she working with him? I found Ginny later, my voice shaking. "That nurse knows something," I said. She talked about Michael. Jenny's face darkened. "Her name's Diane. I don't trust her either. Stay away from her, Evelyn." I nodded, but fear was eating me alive. "What if she tells him about the ticket?" I asked. Jenny shook her head. "She doesn't know. Nobody does. But we need to move fast." She paused, her eyes soft. "You're meeting Tom tonight, right?" I nodded. "I'm scared, Jenny. What if I mess this up?" She hugged me again. You won't. You're doing this for you, for your life. Don't forget that. That evening, I waited by the back exit, my purse in my hands. The clock ticked slow, each second heavy. At 7 p.m., Tom slipped through the door, his face serious. Evelyn, we've got news, he said. I swallowed hard. Good or bad? I asked. He sat me down on a bench. Good. The ticket's verified. It's yours, 12 million clean. I set up a trust like we talked about. Michael can't touch it. I cried, relief flooding me. Really? I said. He nodded. Really? But there's more. I looked into your bank account. Michael didn't just take your savings. He forged your name on a loan. He owes thousands, and he used your house as collateral. My breath caught. My house. I whispered. Tom nodded. He's in deep trouble. We can use this against him. I sat there, tears streaming. My home, my roses, everything I loved, he risked it all. Why didn't he tell me? I said, my voice breaking. Tom's voice was gentle. Some people hide their shame. But you don't have to pay for his mistakes. I looked at him, anger rising. I won't, I said. What do we do now? Tom pulled out papers. We filed charges. Fraud, forgery, elder abuse. It'll hit him hard, but it'll protect you. I nodded, my heart heavy but sure. Do it, I said. He smiled. That's the Evelyn I heard about. I'll start tomorrow. Keep that ticket safe. I went back inside, my mind spinning. Michael wasn't just a liar, he was a thief, gambling my life away. I passed Diane in the hall, and she smirked. Your son called, she said. Said he's coming tomorrow. My blood ran cold. Thanks, I muttered, hurrying to my room. I checked the notebook, still safe, and wrote, he can't stop me. I meant it. But as I lay in bed, I saw his car outside again, its lights flickering. He was close, too close. I held the ticket tight, praying I'd make it through tomorrow. Michael's car was gone by morning, but the fear stayed, heavy in my chest. I barely slept, my mind racing with Tom's words about the loan, the fraud, my house. My roses, my home, Michael gambled it all. I sat on my bed, the lottery ticket hidden in my notebook, and cried. I wasn't crying for him anymore, but for me, for the life he tried to steal. Today he was coming back, and I didn't know if I could face him. You're stronger than this, I whispered to myself, but my hands shook as I tucked the notebook under the mattress. At breakfast, I pushed my eggs around, my stomach in knots. Clara rolled up, her eyes sharp. He's coming today, ain't he? She said. I nodded, my throat tight. I don't know what he wants, I said. Clara snorted. He wants control. Don't give it to him, Evelyn. I looked at her, her face hard but kind. How do you stay so strong? I asked. She smiled, thin and sad. I lost my daughter to lies. You learn to fight or you break. Her words hit me hard. I'm not breaking, I said, my voice low. She patted my hand. Good. Keep that fire. I found Ginny in the hallway, her face tense. Diane told me Michael called again, she whispered. He's coming at noon. My heart sank. What do I do, Jenny? He knows something. She pulled me into a corner, her voice urgent. Act normal. Don't let him see you're scared. Tom's working on the charges, right? I nodded. He's filing today. But what if Michael stops me? Jenny's eyes blazed. He won't. You're Evelyn Harper. You've got $12 million in a plan. He's got nothing. I wiped my eyes, her words pulling me up. You really believe in me, I said. She hugged me tight. More than you know. The morning dragged, each minute heavy. I stayed in the common room, pretending to read, but my eyes kept darting to the door. Henry, the old man, wheeled over. You're jumpy, he said. Your boy coming? I nodded, my voice shaky. I don't trust him, I said. Henry sighed. Trust yourself instead. You're worth more than his lies. I looked at him, tears welling. Why's it so hard to let him go? I asked. He shrugged. Love's a chain sometimes. Cut it or it'll drag you down. His words stung, but they were true. I had to let Michael go. Not the boy I raised, but the man he became. At 11:30, Diane appeared, her cold smile making my skin crawl. Your son's here early, she said. He's waiting in the visitor room. My heart stopped. Early, I said, my voice small. She nodded, watching me too closely. He seems worried about you. I forced a nod, my mind racing. Was Diane telling him things? I grabbed my purse, leaving the notebook hidden, and walked to the visitor room. My legs felt like jelly, but I straightened my shoulders. Don't let him see you're scared, I told myself. Michael sat there, his smile fake, a coffee cup in his hand. Mom, he said, standing. You look good. I didn't smile back. What do you want, Michael? I asked, my voice sharp. He blinked, surprised. Just checking on you. I feel bad about everything. His voice was soft, but I saw his eyes flicker to my purse. You felt bad when you took my money, I said, the words slipping out. His face changed, hard and cold. What are you talking about? He said. I swallowed, my heart pounding. I know about the bank account. You stole it. He laughed, but it was nervous. You're confused, Mom. This place is messing with your head. I wanted to scream, but I remembered Ginny's words, act normal. Maybe, I said, forcing calm. Why are you really here? He leaned closer, his voice low. I'm selling the house. It's too much to keep up. You'll be better here. My breath caught. My house, my roses gone? You can't, I said, my voice breaking. He shrugged. It's done. I signed the papers. For your own good. Tears burned my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. You don't get to decide what's good for me, I said. He stood, his smile gone. I'll see you soon, Mom. He left, and I sat there shaking, anger and pain mixing. I ran to Ginny, tears streaming. He's selling my house, I said, my voice cracking. She hugged me, her face angry. He can't do that. Tom will stop him. I shook my head. What if it's too late? Ginny grabbed my shoulders. It's not. You've got the ticket, the truth. He's scared, Evelyn. That's why he's here. I nodded, wiping my face. I hate him, I said, the words heavy. Ginny's eyes softened. You don't. You hate what he did. That's different. Her words hurt, but they helped. I wasn't ready to forgive, but I was ready to fight. That evening, I met Tom at the back exit again. Michael's selling my house, I said, tears falling. Tom's face hardened. He's moving fast because he's desperate. The charges are filed, Evelyn. Fraud, forgery, elder abuse. The police are looking into him. My heart lifted, but fear stayed. What about the house? I asked. Tom nodded. I'm filing an emergency order to stop the sale. Your ticket money's safe in the trust. He can't touch it. I cried, relief and pain mixing. Thank you, I said. He smiled. You're doing this, Evelyn. Not me. I nodded, feeling stronger. I'm not done yet, I said. He laughed. I know. Keep that ticket safe. Back in my room, I wrote in my notebook. He can't take my home. I'll fight for it. I held the ticket, its number's a promise. But as I lay in bed, I heard footsteps outside my door, too slow, too close. My heart raced. Was it Diane? Michael? I hid the notebook, my hands shaking, and prayed I'd make it to tomorrow. The footsteps outside my door faded, but my heart didn't stop racing. I lay in bed, clutching my pillow, the lottery ticket hidden in my notebook under the mattress. Every creak in the hall made me flinch. Was it Diane sneaking for Michael? Was it him, coming to take what was left of me? I didn't sleep, my eyes locked on the door, praying for morning. I thought about my house, my roses, my life. Michael was trying to erase it all. But I wasn't erased. Not yet. You're Evelyn Harper, I whispered. You fight. Morning came, gray and heavy. I checked the notebook first thing, my hands shaking. The ticket was still there, its number's a quiet promise. I tucked it back, my resolve hardening. At breakfast, Clara rolled up, her eyes sharper than ever. You didn't sleep, she said, not asking. I nodded, my voice low. Someone was outside my room last night. Her face tightened. That nurse? Diane, she asked. I shrugged, tears stinging. Maybe. Or Michael. I don't know. Clara leaned close. Listen to me, Evelyn. You've got something they want. Protect it. Don't trust nobody but your gut. I swallowed hard. I'm trying, I said. She gripped my arm. Try harder. You're not like me. You've got a chance. Her words burned, pushing me forward. I found Jenny in the supply closet, her face worried. You okay? She asked, shutting the door. I shook my head, tears falling. Someone was outside my room, Jenny. And Michael's coming again. I can feel it. She hugged me, her voice fierce. He's not getting to you. Tom's on it, right? The charge is the house. I nodded. But what if it's not enough? He's selling my home. Jenny's eyes blazed. Then we stop him. You're not alone, Evelyn. I'm here, Tom's here. You've got that ticket. Use it. I wiped my face. I'm scared, Jenny. What if I lose everything? She grabbed my shoulders. You won't. You're stronger than him. Believe it. I wanted to, but fear was a weight I couldn't shake. I spent the morning in the common room. My purse close, my eyes on the door. Henry wheeled over, his voice soft. You're carrying a storm, he said. I looked at him, my throat tight. My son's ruining me, I said. He took my money, my house. I don't know how to stop him. Henry's eyes were sad but steady. You stop him by living, he said. Don't let him take your heart. I cried, his words cutting deep. How do you keep going? I asked. He smiled faint. I talk to my daughter in my head. Tell her I'm still here. Talk to your boy, Evelyn. Even if he don't listen. I nodded, tears falling. I will. At noon, Diane appeared, her cold smile back. Visitor for you, she said. My stomach dropped. Michael. I asked, my voice small. She nodded. He's persistent. I stood, my legs weak, and walked to the visitor room. Michael was there, pacing, his face tight. Mom, he said, his voice too smooth. We need to talk. I sat, my hands clenched. About what? Selling my house. I said, sharper than I meant. His eyes narrowed. It's for the best. You can't live there alone. I laughed, bitter. You didn't ask me. You never do. He leaned forward, his voice low. I'm protecting you. You're not well, Mom. You forget things. My heart pounded. I'm not sick, I said. You're lying to keep me here. He stood angry now. You're making this hard, he said. I'm doing what's right. I stood too, tears streaming. Right. You stole my money. You used my house for a loan. You left me here on my birthday. My voice broke and he flinched. You don't know what you're talking about, he said, but his eyes darted away. I know enough, I said. Get out. He stared shocked, then grabbed his coat. This isn't over, he said and left. I sank into the chair, sobbing, my heart torn. I loved him, but I hated him too. I ran to Jenny, my face wet. I told him I know, I said shaking. About the money, the house. Her eyes widened. Evelyn, why? She said. I couldn't lie anymore, I said. He's destroying me. She hugged me tight. You stood up to him. That's huge. But now we move fast. Tom's waiting. I nodded, wiping my eyes. I'm ready, I said, meaning it. That evening, I met Tom at the back exit, my purse heavy with the notebook. Michael knows I'm fighting, I said, my voice shaky. Tom nodded. Good. He's rattled. The police are investigating the fraud. They found more, your name on other loans. He's in deep. My breath caught. More loans, I said, tears falling. Tom's voice was steady. He used you, Evelyn. But it's over. The house is safe for now. The ticket's yours. I cried, relief and pain mixing. He was my baby, I said. How did this happen? Tom touched my arm. Some people lose themselves. You didn't. You're winning this. I nodded, my heart heavy but sure. What's next? I asked. He pulled out papers. We go to court. You tell your story. The truth will bury him. I swallowed hard. Court. I said. He nodded. You're ready. I'll be there. I looked at him, feeling stronger. Okay, I said. Let's do it. Back in my room, I wrote in my notebook. I faced him. I'm not scared anymore. But I was a little. I heard footsteps again, closer this time. I hit the notebook, my heart racing, and prayed. Michael was coming for me, but I was coming for him too. The footsteps outside my door haunted me all night, each one a reminder that Michael wasn't done. I lay awake, my heart pounding, the lottery ticket safe in my notebook under the mattress. Court was coming, and I was scared, but I was angry too. He stole my money, my house, my trust. My son, the boy I raised, was gone. I wiped tears from my face and whispered, I'm not giving up. The words felt like armor, but the fear was still there, sharp and cold. I had to face him, not just for me, but for every woman like me, forgotten and betrayed. Morning came, and I felt like I hadn't slept in years. I checked the notebook, my hands shaking, and sighed when the ticket was still there. At breakfast, Clara rolled up, her eyes like knives. "You're fighting something big," she said, her voice low. I nodded, tears stinging. "It's Michael. He's coming for me." Clara's face hardened. "Let him come. You're tougher than he knows." I swallowed hard. "What if I'm not?" I asked. She leaned close, her voice fierce. "You are. I've seen weak Evelyn. You ain't it." I cried, her words pulling me up. "Thanks, Clara," I said. She smirked. "Don't thank me. Fight." I found Ginny in the hallway, her face tight with worry. "Tom called," she whispered, pulling me aside. "Court's set for next week. You ready?" My stomach twisted. "No," I said, my voice breaking. "Michael's watching me, Jenny. I heard footsteps last night." Her eyes widened. "Footsteps? Diane?" I nodded. "Maybe. Or him. I'm scared." She hugged me, her voice shaking. "You're not alone, Evelyn. Tom's got the charges ready: fraud, forgery, elder abuse. Michael's done." I wiped my eyes. "What if he hurts me first?" I asked. Jenny's face turned hard. "He won't. I'm watching, Diane. You focus on Court." I nodded, her strength holding me up. "I'll try," I said. She squeezed my hand. "You'll do more than try." The day felt endless, every sound making me jump. I stayed in the common room, my purse close, pretending to watch TV. Henry wheeled over, his voice soft. "You're carrying a war," he said. I looked at him, tears falling. "My son's destroying me," I said. "He used my name, my home, everything." Henry's eyes were sad. "Mine did too," he said. "Took my savings, left me here. But you're fighting, ain't you?" I nodded, my throat tight. "I have to," I said. "For me." He smiled, faint but real. "That's it. Keep your heart alive." I cried harder, his words like a hug. "How do you forgive them?" I asked. He shrugged. "You don't. You just live." His words stayed with me, mixing with Clara's and Jenny's. I wasn't just fighting Michael. I was fighting for my life. But fear clung to me like damp clothes. Diane passed by, her cold eyes lingering. "You look tired," she said, her voice too sweet. "Your son's worried about you." My skin crawled. "I'm fine," I said, my voice sharp. She smiled, thin and fake. "He's coming tomorrow." Said, "It's important." My heart stopped. "Tomorrow," I said. She nodded and walked away, leaving me shaking. Was she telling him about me? About the ticket? I ran to Jenny, my face wet. "Diane said Michael's coming tomorrow," I said, my voice cracking. "She's working with him, I know it." Jenny's face darkened. "I'll watch her," she said. "But you need to stay calm, Evelyn. Don't let her see you break." I nodded, tears streaming. "I'm trying, Jenny. But it hurts so much." She hugged me tight. "I know," she said. "But you're stronger than the hurt. You're going to court. You're winning." I wiped my face, her words like a lifeline. "What if I lose?" I asked. She shook her head. "You won't. You've got truth on your side." That evening, I met Tom at the back exit, my heart pounding. "Michael's coming tomorrow," I said, tears falling. "And Diane's helping him." Tom's face tightened. "We expected this," he said. "He's desperate. The police found more, your name on a second mortgage. He's drowning in debt." My breath caught. "A second mortgage?" I said, my voice breaking. "He used my house again." Tom nodded. "But it's evidence, Evelyn. It's why the charges stick. Court's your chance to tell the truth." I cried, pain and anger mixing. "He was my son," I said. "How could he do this?" Tom's voice was gentle. "He's not your son anymore. He's a thief. But you're a fighter." I nodded, wiping my eyes. "What do I say in court?" I asked. He pulled out a folder. "You tell your story. Every lie, every hurt. I'll handle the rest." I took the folder, my hands shaking. "I'm scared, Tom," I said. He smiled, kind but firm. "Good. Scared means you care. Use it." I nodded, feeling a spark of strength. "I will," I said. He stood. "Practice your story. I'll see you tomorrow." I went back inside, my mind spinning. Court was real now. And so was Michael's threat. I passed Diane in the hall, and she smirked. "Sleep well," she said, her voice dripping with poison. I didn't answer, but my heart raced. She knew something, and it wasn't good. In my room, I wrote in my notebook, "I'll tell the truth. He can't stop me." I held the ticket, its numbers a promise of freedom. But as I lay in bed, I heard footsteps again, slower, closer. My door creaked, just a little, and I froze, my breath caught. Someone was there, and it wasn't a nurse. I hid under the covers, praying, my heart screaming. Michael was close, and I was running out of time. The creak of my door stopped, but my heart didn't. I lay under the covers, frozen, barely breathing, waiting for the next sound. Nothing came, but the silence was worse, like a trap waiting to snap. I thought of Michael, his cold eyes, his lies, and the lottery ticket hidden under my mattress. He couldn't know about it, but the fear said he did. I cried, silent tears soaking my pillow, and prayed for strength. "You're Evelyn Harper," I whispered. "You're not done." Court was days away, and I had to make it, for me, for every woman like me left behind. Morning came, weak and gray. I checked the notebook first, my hands trembling. The ticket was there, safe, its numbers a flicker of hope. I tucked it back, my heart heavy but sure. At breakfast, Clara rolled up, her eyes like fire. "You're still here," she said, her voice sharp. I nodded, tears stinging. "Someone tried my door last night," I said, my voice low. Clara's face tightened. "That snake, Michael? Or his nurse?" I shrugged, shaking. "I don't know. I'm scared, Clara." She grabbed my hand, her grip hard. "Scared's okay. Giving up ain't. You've got a fight coming. Win it." I cried, her words like a push. "I'm trying," I said. She smirked. "You're doing more than trying." I found Jenny in the hallway, her face pale. "You look awful," she said, pulling me into a corner. I broke down, tears falling. "Someone was at my door, Jenny. I think it was Michael." Her eyes widened. "You sure?" she asked. I shook my head. "No, but I feel him. He's close." She hugged me, her voice fierce. "He's not getting you. Tom's ready for court, right? The charges are set." I nodded, wiping my face. "But what if he stops me before?" I asked. Jenny's face hardened. "He won't. I'm watching Diane. You focus on your story." I swallowed hard. "It hurts so much," I said. She squeezed my hand. "I know. But you're stronger than the hurt. You're going to win." The day felt like a lifetime. I stayed in my room, my purse close, the folder Tom gave me open on my lap. I read my story, every lie Michael told, every dollar he stole. My house, my roses, he used it all. I cried, writing notes for court, my heart breaking. Henry knocked on my door, his wheelchair creaking. "You're hiding," he said, his voice soft. I looked up, tears streaming. "I'm scared, Henry. My son's coming for me." He wheeled closer. "He's already taken enough," he said. "Don't let him take your fight." I nodded, my throat tight. "How do you keep going?" I asked. He smiled, sad but warm. "I talk to my girl every day in my heart. Talk to your boy, Evelyn. Tell him you're done hurting." I cried harder. "I will," I said. At lunch, Diane passed by, her cold eyes locked on me. "Your son called," she said, her voice like ice. "He's worried you're not yourself." My blood ran cold. "I'm fine," I said, my voice sharp. She smirked. "He's coming this afternoon. Wants to talk." My heart stopped. "Today?" I said, my voice small. She nodded and walked away, leaving me shaking. I ran to Jenny, my face wet. "Michael's coming now," I said, sobbing. "Diane's telling him everything." Jenny's face darkened. "She's trouble," she said. "But you're ready, Evelyn. You've got Tom, the truth, the ticket. Don't let him scare you." I nodded, tears falling. "I hate this," I said. "I just want my life back." She hugged me tight. "You're getting it. Hold on." That afternoon, I waited in the visitor room, my hands clenched. Michael walked in, his face tight, no fake smile this time. "Mom," he said, sitting close. "You're causing trouble." My heart pounded, but I didn't look away. "Trouble?" I said, my voice shaking. "You stole my money, my house. You left me here." He leaned forward, his voice low. "You're confused. This place is for your own good." I stood, tears streaming. "Stop lying," I said. "I know about the loans, the mortgage. You used me." He stood too, his eyes hard. "You don't know what you're saying," he said. "I'm protecting you." I laughed, bitter and raw. You're protecting yourself. Get out, Michael. He stared shocked, then grabbed his jacket. You'll regret this, he said and left. I sank to the floor, sobbing, my heart torn. I found Jenny, my voice breaking. I faced him, I said. I told him I know. She hugged me, tears in her eyes. You're so strong, she said. He's scared now. I shook my head. I'm not strong. I'm falling apart. She grabbed my shoulders. You're standing, Evelyn. That's strength. I nodded, wiping my face. Court soon, I said. I'm ready. She smiled. I know. That evening, Tom called Jenny's phone. Evelyn, it's set, he said. Court's in 3 days. The police have Michael's records. He's done. I cried, relief flooding me. My house? I asked. Safe, he said. You're free. I thanked him, my heart lighter but still heavy. In my room I wrote. I told him no. I'm ready for court. I held the ticket, its numbers my strength. But as I lay in bed, I heard a noise, a window scraping open. My heart stopped. Someone was inside. And it wasn't a dream. I hid the notebook, my hands shaking, and prayed, my voice a whisper. I'm not done fighting. The window scrape stopped, but my heart didn't. I lay frozen, the notebook with the lottery ticket hidden under my mattress, my breath shallow. Was it Michael sneaking in to finish what he started? I prayed, silent and desperate, tears soaking my pillow. I'm not done, I whispered. Court was 3 days away, and I had to make it, not just for me, but for every woman betrayed, forgotten, left behind. I thought of my roses, my home, my life. I'd fight for them. Morning came, and no one was there, but the fear stayed, sharp as a blade. I checked the ticket, safe, and held it tight. You're Evelyn Harper, I told myself. You win this. At breakfast, Clara rolled up, her eyes fierce. You're still standing, she said. I nodded, tears falling. Someone tried to get in last night, I said, my voice shaking. Clara's face hardened. Michael, she asked. I shrugged, my heart heavy. Maybe. Or Diane. I'm scared, Clara. She grabbed my hand, her voice like steel. Scared don't mean weak. You're going to court. You'll bury him. I cried, her words lifting me. What if I can't? I asked. She smirked. You can. Your fire, Evelyn. Burn bright. I wiped my eyes. I'll try, I said. She squeezed my hand. You'll do more than try. I found Jenny in the hallway, her face pale. You okay? She asked, hugging me tight. I broke down, sobbing. Someone was at my window, Jenny. I'm falling apart. She pulled back, her eyes blazing. You're not. You're stronger than ever. Court soon, right? Tom's got him. I nodded, wiping my face. 3 days. But Michael's close. I feel him. Jenny's voice was fierce. Let him come. He's got nothing on you. You've got the ticket, the truth, us. I cried harder. Why do you care so much? I asked. She smiled, tears in her eyes. You're like my grandma. I won't let him break you. I hugged her, her words my strength. I'm ready, I said, meaning it. The next 2 days were a blur. I practiced my story with Tom, every lie Michael told, every dollar he stole. My house, my savings, my trust, he took it all. I cried, reading the words, but they made me angry too. Henry stopped by my room, his voice soft. You're going to fight, he said. I see it. I nodded, tears streaming. I have to, Henry. He's my son, but he's wrong. He patted my arm. You're right. That's enough. I looked at him, my heart full. How do you stay kind? I asked. He smiled. I live for me, not them. You do the same. I nodded, his words a gift. I will, I said. Court day came, and I felt like I'd break. Jenny helped me dress, a simple blue skirt, my hands shaking. You look strong, she said. I cried, hugging her. I'm scared, Jenny. She held me tight. You're not alone. We're all with you. Tom met me at the courthouse, his face calm. You ready? He asked. I nodded, tears falling. I have to be. Inside, the room was cold, the judge's face stern. Michael sat across, his eyes avoiding mine. My heart broke, but I stood tall. Tom spoke first, laying out the charges: fraud, forgery, elder abuse. I listened, my hands clenched, as he showed the bank statements, the loans, the second mortgage. The room gasped, but Michael stayed still, his face hard. Then it was my turn. I walked to the stand, my legs weak, and looked at the judge. "I'm Evelyn Harper," I said, my voice shaking. "My son left me in a nursing home on my 65th birthday. He stole my savings, used my house for loans, lied about me being sick." I cried but kept going. I loved him. I gave him everything. But he threw me away. I looked at Michael, tears streaming. "You were my boy," I said. "Why wasn't I enough?" He looked down, silent, and I felt the room shift. The judge listened, her eyes soft but firm. I told it all. My roses, my pain, the ticket I won. I didn't hide it. "I won 12 million, I said. "And I'm taking my life back." Michael's lawyer tried to twist it, saying I was confused, but Tom shut him down with papers, proof, truth. The judge ruled fast. Michael was guilty, fraud, forgery, elder abuse. He'd face jail, and my house was mine, my money safe. I sobbed, relief flooding me. Michael stood, his face pale, and looked at me. "Mom," he said, his voice small. I shook my head, tears falling. "You're not my son anymore," I said. "I'm free." He left in cuffs, and I felt pain but also peace. I'd won. Back at the nursing home, Jenny and Clara cheered, hugging me tight. "You did it," Jenny said, crying. I nodded, my heart full. "We did it," I said. Clara smirked. "Told you you're fire." I laughed, tears streaming. "You were right." I moved out that week, back to my house, my roses. I started a group, Harper's Haven, to help women like me, betrayed but unbroken. I wrote in my notebook. I fought. I won. I'm enough. If you loved this story, subscribe to BraveHer Voices and share your story in the comments. The moral? Never let anyone steal your worth. You're stronger than you know.